If you are searching for a sign or an answer to your health challenges, then you are in the right place. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our day 3 of our Proven Cancer Strategies Revealed 90 Days to Cancer Resilience series. I am Debbie Sadify, and today we are diving into the fundamentals of whole food plant-based diets. Imagine if you could transform your health by simply changing what's on your plate. And this isn't a dream, it's the power of whole food plant-based lifestyle. And so yesterday we discussed the role of nutrition in cancer prevention and some practical tips for incorporating cancer prevention foods into your meals. I hope you found some of the tips helpful, and I hope you took on the challenge and added something to your meal, like a cruciferous vegetable, a leafy green, or added some berries to your cereal, your oatmeal this morning. So today's focus is on understanding the whole food plant-based lifestyle. And so what is a whole food plant-based diet? Or I hate to use the word diet because it always gives me the feeling of depriving, or it's something temporary. I like to use the word lifestyle because to me, this is all about a lifestyle. And I'll say this now because some people, this is what will scare people off, is this is not permanent. It is not something, I obviously I would love it to be permanent. That's my ideal, but this is not written in stone. You can, it's something that you can make changes to over time. But if you were really serious about changing your health, then whole food plant-based lifestyle is the optimal. So what is a whole food plant-based lifestyle? It is a diet, which is an ongoing diet, hopefully, that focuses on consuming minimally processed foods that come from plants. So easy. So that is our fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. And it minimizes or eliminates the intake of animal products and highly processed foods. And the standard Western diet, or standard American diet, which is the SAD diet, is typically 60% processed foods, 30% animal products, and then 10% other. And that's where the fruits and vegetables and whole foods come in. So we want to look at making a change and making the most of our foods a whole food plant-based. And so the key to components to the whole food plant-based diets are whole foods. Foods that are as close to nature and their natural form as possible. And plant foods, of course, which are foods that come from plants, and these are the ones that are rich in nutrients. And eating a variety of plant-based foods is crucial for getting a broad range of nutrients. If you're only eating one vegetable, then you are getting all of the nutrients, the minerals and vitamins and everything, antioxidants, etc., from one vegetable. But one vegetable is not the array of all the vegetables that all of the nutrients and minerals and vitamins that we need. So aim for at least 30 different plant-based foods each week. And this variety will help to ensure that you get the necessary vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And 30 might seem overwhelming. Maybe you start with 5 and keep adding it up. But it's not actually that difficult to get to 30 different plant-based foods each week. But if that overwhelms you, start with a little bit smaller amounts. Okay, so what are the benefits of a whole food plant-based lifestyle and these whole foods? Why are we focusing on this whole food plant-based lifestyle for our health benefits? Let's start with reducing our risk of chronic diseases. So, a whole food plant based lifestyle or diet can help to lower the risk of various chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, many cancers, mental illness. So, if you have depression and or anxiety, that can help to bring you clear and free. And I know sometimes the drugs might give you a temporary um, relief, but sometimes, especially for mental illness, the drugs actually aren't very effective. So one of the things you can do is try a whole food plant-based lifestyle and see how that does for you. And the reason why whole food plant-based diet helps with these things is because for chronic illnesses is the high content of antioxidants, fiber, healthy fats, and all of the nutrients that we need to fuel our body. Yesterday we talked about our body being like a race car and we want to put good fuel into it. Well, this is the way that we can put good fuel in. Up the ante, whole food, plant-based foods. Uh, a whole food plant-based lifestyle helps to improve our digestion. The fiber in the plant-based foods promotes healthy digestion and regular bowel movements, and that reduces the risk of colon cancer. And I will say that there is no fiber in animal products. Always we get our fiber from plant-based foods. So if we want to have good digestion and regular bowel movements, we need to eat a good variety of plants. It also will help to support a strong immune system, and that is going to help our body to fight off illness more effectively. And a whole food plant-based diet actually will typically be lower in calories and higher in fiber, and that can help with weight loss and maintaining a healthy weight. And what I like, the beauty is stop counting calories, stop altogether, and just eat till you're satisfied. And if you are eating a variety of whole foods and eating till you're satisfied, then you actually can maintain the weight that your body is intended to, for sure. Another benefit is our heart health. So the whole food plant-based diet is low naturally in saturated fats and cholesterol, which will help to reduce the risk of heart disease and improve our overall cardiovascular health. And we also, I want to just mention that when we're talking about processed foods, a lot of the oils like vegetable oils, canola oil, rapeseed oil are all highly processed oils. And so we want to eliminate those from the diet as well. We want to get in healthy fats where we can get those in things like avocados, our nuts and seeds, and you can use some olive oil or flaxseed oil. And if you're using olive oil, it should be extra virgin olive oil that we know and verify has been cold pressed from the olives. We also can lower our blood pressure with a plant-based diet that's rich in potassium, and that can help to regulate our blood pressure and prevent hypertension. And many plant foods have anti-inflammatory properties that can help to reduce our chronic inflammation, which is a major risk factor for many diseases. And so, if you think about inflammation and chronic inflammation, it's like a smoldering fire in your body that's just waiting. It's just simmering there, waiting to get into a big bonfire. So, if we can uh, include anti inflammatory foods, then we can help to reduce the amount of inflammation we have in our body. There are some other benefits besides the nutrition benefits, and I don't want to get into it too much, but I thought it would be good just to mention that a whole food plant-based diet also is good for our environment, and it can help to align with I guess a sustainable food systems and ethical considerations regarding animal welfare. Now, for the environment, the plant foods have a smaller carbon footprint compared to diets that are high in animal products. They require fewer natural resources, less water, less land, and they produce less greenhouse gases. Uh, it also will help us for a more sustainable food system that can help with combating climate change and preserve our biodiversity. And, uh, for me, I'm somebody that as and supports ethical treatment of animals, and it will reduce the, I guess, the demand for factory farming, which is all often associated with poor animal welfare standards. And so those are some other side benefits if you are interested in those. So we know that a whole food plant-based lifestyle is beneficial for us. And to me, it's a pretty simple thing. You eat whole plant foods, but it's not always easy. So I thought it would be good to give some practical steps that you can follow if you want to start following a whole food, transitioning to a whole food plant-based lifestyle. First thing is, we've talked about this a little bit, is we talked on our first day about clearing out the junk food, the chips and the cookies and all of those kind of highly processed snack foods. We can start by filling up our pantry and our fridge with whole plant-based foods. So if you fill them up with fruits, vegetables, you can add whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. And then you have a variety of foods that you can reach out and eat. For sure, when you're looking at your fruits and vegetables, it's one thing to buy them and put them in the fridge, but you also have to prepare them. And I find having a prep day, which I do on Sundays, and I actually do it on Zoom. So if anybody's interested in joining prep with me, I would love to have you join. Just send me a DM and I'll get you hooked into that. But it's about making sure you prepare. And so cutting up and washing the vegetables and the fruits and having them at the ready. I know in our family, if I have an onion and I need just a little bit of onion, I cut up the whole onion and put it into a container in the fridge. And then amazingly, it gets used up. Whereas if that onion sits in the fridge half cut with a little piece that's been cut up and the rest of it's just sitting there whole, it's probably going to be there 3 weeks later. So if you cut them up and prepare them, that'll just help when you're just ready and you don't have enough time and you just want to throw things together. You can also plan your meals. Create a meal plan that creates that has a variety of plant-based foods, and that will ensure you're getting the necessary nutrients. I have a super simple meal plan. You don't even have to put a lot of effort into creating it, and keep it simple. Basically, lunch and dinner are the same kind of foods. It's just you can have a variety of foods. I use a lot of sauces and make bowls with our leafy greens. And the sauces, I make a variety of them on Sundays when I do my prep with me. So I have about 3 sauces, and they just add some amazing flavor to the foods. So you can keep it simple and delicious. You can try some new recipes. There's so much out there on the internet. I do want to caution to make sure you're looking for whole foods, but experiment with new plant recipes, and maybe look at some of your family favorites, things you like to eat now, and find a version that's whole food plant based. That's a great place to start. Choose whole foods over processed ones. So opt for whole fruits instead of fruit juice, especially the fruit juice in the container, and go for a whole grain instead of refined grain. So have a brown rice instead of white rice. And if you're new, you can transition slowly, gradually. Start by adding some more plant-based meals to your lifestyle and start reducing the animal products over time. If you are facing some chronic disease, you may want to do an immediate transition and do all or none. And that's fine too. But if you want to, you can start slowly and add to it. And think about what you are adding in instead of what you are cutting out. Focus on the delicious new foods and flavor that you're adding to your diet, and that will serve you well. And they can be very delicious. If it's not delicious, you're not going to eat it, and it's not going to be sustainable. Be open to new foods and new ideas. One of the things I would say, because I feel this is a pitfall that I've seen for some people, don't just substitute your meat. Reinvent your meals with creative plant-based dishes, and look at new ways to doing the food. I would also suggest you start by cutting out dairy first. If you're going to go gradual, cut out the dairy. And that is probably one of the toughest things. I know a lot of people will say, I can't live without my cheese, or the other one I've heard is, I can't live without my cream in my coffee. But it offers a significant health benefits to cut out your dairy. And finally, join a community, connect with other people that are also following a whole food plant-based lifestyle. You can join a group, find friends and family. You could do a meetup. I have a meetup group, and also I do have a community as well. Let your family know that you want to try some new plant-based options. Get them involved if you can, especially if you have kids, and have a support system. It can make the transition a lot easier and more enjoyable. I saw a documentary on 6 people that went to a program for 10 days, only 10 days. And these people all had fairly advanced stages of diabetes. And over the 10 days, they learned how to make whole food plant-based meals. And that's all they ate. And believe it or not, in the 10 days that they were in this program, learning how to cook whole food plant-based meals, they all but one were able to get off of their medication. So the the reversal for these people happened fairly quickly. So it is possible. And but what happened is once they went back to their old lifestyle where they had people in their life who were not familiar with the whole food plant-based lifestyle, eventually 5 out of the 6 went back to their regular diet that they were eating before they did this program. And unfortunately, it also meant that they started to have to put medications back into their lifestyle. So, a community, people to support you is really important. So let's talk about today's action step. So I'm going to challenge you today or to set an intention. That's all it is. Set an intention to make one plant-based meal next week. Maybe you could do a meatless Monday, and that gives you the weekend to plan and shop for your ingredients. And don't worry, we are going to do something in the kitchen on Friday that might give you some inspiration. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to share your favorite plant-based recipe and tips in the comments. Let's inspire each other and make some healthy choices. And don't forget to join us again tomorrow for day 4 in our series. We are going to be discussing more on the benefits of a plant-based diet. And until then, I want to say enjoy exploring the wonderful world of plant-based eating. Now I'm going to open it up if there's any questions. Yay, Kathy.
Hi, so I do have a question.
Yes.
And I thought I was doing good, and I was sharing it with one of my friends, and they're like, oh, no, you should only count that once. So here's the thing. I was counting green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers as 3 of my 30.
Oh, okay.
And I got sweet potatoes, and then I got russet potatoes, and I got Yukon Gold potatoes, and I got all these different potatoes, and I was counting all of them separately. And then my friend said, no, potatoes are potatoes. It only counts once. And here I was thinking, okay, I've got all these different. So, what is it in your opinion? Should I be counting peppers individually? Should I be counting peppers as one, and potatoes individually, or potatoes as one? Or does it matter?
That's a good question. Different potatoes will, in some ways, have different um, nutrients as well. And I think it would really depend on how close the nutrient levels are. I think for the peppers, for sure, like the red and yellow and green, they're probably very similar. I'm going to look into that for you a little bit more because I think that's an interesting question. But don't feel bad and don't beat yourself up because you are doing amazing to adding all of these different foods into your lifestyle. And I also say that sweet potato and russet or Yukon Gold are definitely going to be very different, and you can tell by the color difference. So those are good questions. And like I said, don't beat yourself up because you're still doing amazing.
And then
But
I
I like
actually
that
have one more.
question.
I actually have one more question.
Yay!
So the nuts, because I'm just back from vacation, so I'm going to try and start back.
Yes.
Because you know what happens on vacation stays on vacation.
Yep.
So if I soak the nuts, how long do I have to let them dry before I should use them?
So you should dry them until they are firm again.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
And
easy to remember.
I am going to do that myself because I use my dehydrator, which is very different than if you don't have a dehydrator. So I actually am going to do some experimenting with that myself because I would like to put out a guideline for people on how to soak their nuts, and have a little brochure for that. And in order to do that, I want to try it myself. So we'll compare notes on how it goes.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, I think it's time to sign off. So thank you all for joining me today. And remember, understanding and embracing a whole food plant-based lifestyle can be a transformative step to better health and resilience. We'll see you tomorrow.